Um, the WWE right now is probably at like its lowest point in years when it comes to creativity and when it comes to my personal enjoyment of it. I'm coming at it from just my own perspective. If you can disagree, maybe you can say 2017 was worse, 2019 was worse, 2015, 2010, and maybe I'd even agree with you, but I have not felt this way about not just WWE, but wrestling. I don't think ever since becoming a fan of wrestling. And there have been times, of course, where I'll stop watching for a few months or maybe even a whole year. I think the last time that I took a big break from wrestling was in 2015, I believe. That's when Seth was WWE champion, and that I didn't remember that whole era or that whole year. Just for me was a big blah. I can barely remember it. Despite the fact that if you quizzed me, I'm such a fucking psycho weird wrestling mark that I probably could tell you a lot of matches that happened and storylines that happened. It's so weird because I barely remember watching wrestling at the time, but on the top of my head, I can think about 10 matches that happened at different pay-per-views. So I'm a fucking retard too. I'm cursing, bro. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking edgy. That's what I do on this channel, man. I just say the things that come up to my mind. I don't give a shit about this PC culture, man. I don't give a fuck. I'll say retard, dude. So yeah, I've gone through periods where I'll just not watch wrestling for a little bit. Or I just won't watch the product. But maybe I'll go watch an Attitude Era match. Maybe I'll go watch a Ruthless Aggression Era match. Maybe I'll go watch a match from my childhood when I was growing up during the PG era. But lately, I have really no incentive to not only not watch the actual product, but to watch wrestling in general. And I don't blame it on those eras not aging well or me growing out of wrestling. I just blame it on the fact that the current state of wrestling is so depressing for me right now, so dire right now, that watching stuff like the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era kind of is not enjoyable to me anymore, because I know that wow, I wish we could have this again. I wish we could have this excitement with wrestling again. Too bad we can't. Too bad wrestling nowadays isn't something that's fun. Too bad wrestling nowadays isn't something that's meant for, all audiences to enjoy and everybody to go and let's go to the wrestling show. Bring your kids. Let's go to the wrestling show. Let's go have some fun. It's not about that anymore. And it's not because it's more PG or it's more censored or whatever. I don't care about that. It's that wrestling now is not focused on being appealing. It's not focused on being an entertaining show. It's now just a product that's here to sell other products. And, you can say that that's been happening for years now, but never has it felt so blatant. That's the thing that since TKO has taken over the WWE, it's become just so blatant in its business tactics and just in its greed, and the amount of money it costs to go to these shows, and the fact that they're literally saying that, oh yeah, Vince, he was trying to market towards kids and families. They're saying that that's in a negative for Vince, and we're trying to maximize profits and blah. That's all they care about is maximizing profits, but they're talking about it in public like it's a good thing. And, there are some people who are gaslit into believing the WWE's bullshit, into believing TKO's bullshit, and they'll go, oh, the WWE's doing great, they're making so much money, and they'll tout about the money it's making and the records they're breaking, as if they really mean anything, because despite all this money that the WWE is making, which, by the way, when Vince was still running things and things were terrible, we were having horrible Raws and horrible SmackDowns and horrible pay-per-views, the WWE was still making millions and billions of fucking dollars. So this whole notion that the WWE is doing better than ever because it's making more money is fucking so retarded, so ass backwards. It's not hotter than ever, it's not bigger than ever, it's just a bunch of bullshit. The WWE is just more blatant in its money-making tactics by overcharging fans, by separating their content onto all these different streaming services that you have to pay for. Now there's a $30 fucking ESPN streaming service that you have to buy to go watch fucking useless pay-per-views that don't fucking push the story forward anyway, so there's no reason in watching them. I mean, literally, the only reason to get these is to watch Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, maybe. And maybe sprinkle in the Money in the Bank here or there. But yeah, like, most of these pay-per-views don't do anything. Most of these pay-per-views are useless, just like the week-to-week shows are useless. Nothing really matters until getting to WrestleMania, or until getting to one of the big four pay-per-views. Then we can have a big story moment, so we can build to that for months and months and months and months until we can have the big match. But that's all that it really does. That's the extent to story time in WWE now. Storytelling is no longer about making a compelling TV show for people to watch week in and week out. It's more about, let's tease this match to happen at WrestleMania, and then this match happens at WrestleMania, and then that's it. Like, nothing is to gain from these things. Just like AJ Lee coming back, there's nothing to gain from this. That's why I'm not that excited. AJ Lee being back doesn't do anything besides she's back. And probably not for very long. And even if she is, who really gives a damn? Because nothing is going to move forward. WWE has felt like it's in this, like, purgatory state. And, it all comes down to the fact that the WWE is not focused on making a show, making a story. What it's focused on is selling things and making money, and that is all it cares about, and that is all it talks about and touts about. And there's people that think that that's a good thing, and it's really, really weird. Like, WWE has never felt, to me, more soulless, and it's almost like they're doing it to spite the fans. I just don't like WWE at all. That's why I really don't want to even talk about it anymore, because there's nothing to talk about. It's all just so useless and so pointless. It's like it's in a purgatory state right now. And I don't know what's going to bring it out of that. I don't know what's going to bring me out of this feeling that I have where I can't even enjoy wrestling anymore. And, I'll tune in every, for the little highlights to see what's going on, because there is a part of me that still wants to be a fan, that still wants to watch WWE, that still loves the WWE. But it's hard for me to sit through these fucking week-to-week shows, and there are times where I just don't even know what's happening at all. Like, I legitimately don't have any clue what's happening. And, even sometimes I'll watch the shows and I won't remember what happened, because it's like I'm sitting in a hospital bed watching it. That's the feeling I have. It's like sitting in a coma, or sitting in a coma. I don't think you sit in a coma. I'm a little stoned, as you've probably guessed, because that's all I ever fucking do is smoke. I smoke weed and kill whatever brain cells I have, because I'm an adult loser. So yeah, that was my wrestling rant. What a fucking pathetic lie I live. Just to add on, I wanted to focus on this little thing real quick with Brock Lesnar and R-Truth, and why this just really enrages me. Now, obviously, they've already done a terrible job with R-Truth or Ron Killings or whatever character thing he was going through, and they completely dropped it. But this, like, made me so mad that they're going back to the Ron Cena. It's not funny. The Ron Cena stuff was, like, mildly interesting, but I really don't find it to be funny. And, like, this is what we're going to have of R-Truth from now on. So, like, we went through this whole thing with, bring back R-Truth, bring back R-Truth. And they brought back R-Truth, and it's literally nothing. They did all this shit with him cutting off of his hair and going for this character change, and it's literally for nothing. And now they're back to, oh, you're normal again. So, like, this is what the WWE is, though. They'll spend, like, a few weeks, even a few months on someone doing something, and then they'll just drop it. And then all of a sudden, that person is completely different. Or that storyline is never mentioned again. And that has happened, don't get me wrong, that has happened throughout the history of the WWE and wrestling, but it's happening so goddamn much lately, where things just, let's just forget it. Well, let's just forget it. And it's not with just storylines like R-Truth. It's like major fucking storylines like with The Rock and like with John Cena, like, and Brock Lesnar. Like, this shit, I really, like, if I get more and more into the things I don't like about WWE right now, there's going to be a lot more yelling. So I want this to be more of a controlled video.